Yeah. Hey, make me go again. Ah, yeah. Yo. I one west to the dead. Yeah. Fuck everything else. Big boot on me fringes. Girl, I tell me say she love the way how me change it. Everything sign and seal. Then I tell me say she love the deal. Yeah. Big boot on me fringes. Girl, I tell me say she love the way how me change it. If I don't know you picking my youth, me I tell you no straight out. And I'm in business. Yeah, man, I move real heavy. 20 man, I jump out a couple Chevy. Well, serious, man, I look happy. Wrong move to a boy in a dopey, them a waste, man. Them a talk about me, but me no care, man. After everything else, me still be a man. Cause the truth me a talk, and the truth and the part me a stay, man. Yeah, delivered it on fire. Everything up in the ear like fire, bonfire. But I can't tell you how I'm dead, so let them have the rising power. Liar, Sha'Allah. This is what fear my brothers and my sisters. We get caught off early. Big boot on my fringes. Girl, I tell me say she really love all the changes. If I don't know you became my youth, me I tell me straight out. And I'm my business. Yeah. Big boots on my braids, man. Yeah, me not left me shades on. Special type of gun for this occasion. Hardcore, can't tip on me right hand. Everything talking real neat. Tell a boy I cut just through him, no sit discreet. Him a trouble for breed. I am no shit. Me conscience it a speak. Rats and snakes, them could get slit. Yeah, they give them the realness. Don't start freak out. When 200 million of me niggas them out. Yeah, shut in a face, shut in a mouth. Rise it up, balance the soul reaper. Make evil stay far. Yeah, well, I know what I say. And the truth though, I saw the thing over. Move. Big boot on my fringes. Girl, I tell me say she love the way how me change it. If I don't know you picking my youth, me I tell her straight out. And I'm my business. Big boot on me fringes. Big boot on me fringes. Boot on me fringes. Yeah, I'm told. One West and nothing else.
UPK, One West. Babylon is falling to rise no more again. Babylon is falling. Freedom is here, my friend, not just part of the nation. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace in start of the vision. No put your trust in the riches and wealth comes our nation. But just the last statutes and commandments, we make the decision to keep them with precision. I just part of the nation. Daniel get a vision. Him see the black Christ, it wasn't a white depiction. No allegiance to Rome nor its regions. Come out them religion if you want be a free man. Cause the deacons them full of demons. Same situation with Rasta with Islam. Only beacon of hope for your lean on is UPK and the General Yana. Every fowl of the ear, every beast of the field, every creeping thing we creep on land, every mouth of the clear, loud and clear. Yeah, our shy Mashiach is a black man who have ear, let him hear. Time to prepare, spiritually separate from Babylon. We no weak, we no fear, we no tear. Gun Saddam, my bun, but him and just part of the nation. Yeah, our shy never come bring peace in start of the vision. No put your trust in the riches and wealth comes our nation. I just the last statutes and commandments we make the decision to keep them with precision. Just part of the nation. Send evils and curses on the whole city and the beasts and all churches. America fall, them deserve it. Rome get defeated to repeat another first days. Hey, 400 years of work with, then desert to then turn round and call it worthless. But now the COVID lurking, them hurting, and they need doctors and nurses. Hey, one day to your building have to turn after the long term. No care much money you want earn if you still want Babylon burn. One day to your building have to turn after the long term. No care much money you want earn. Hey, I just part of the mission. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace in start of the vision. No put your trust in your riches and wealth comes our nation. I just the last statutes and commandments. We make the decision to keep them with precision. I just part of the mission.
Test 1 2 3. Hey Salaki, can the Aki and the other zones hear me?
Connor one Con, can you hear us, sir?
Karen, you just fine. Is that Fayetteville?
Connor one Con, it's Fayetteville.
Karen, most high in Christ. Karen, I hear y'all just fine. Am I coming through clear? Any issues?
Connor one Con, coming through clear.
Karen, most high in Christ. What about Goldsboro?
Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ. Shalom, yeah, we here. You can hear us?
Karen, I hear you just fine, bro. Karen, am I coming through your speakers, Tawab over there?
Con, what kind?
Karen, most high in Christ. Excellent. All right, so we're gonna get started. You know what I'm saying? So one of the out of Wanyam, Officer Zion, you know what I'm saying, probably take over out in Fayetteville. We're just gonna get started real quick. You know what I'm saying? So let's clap it up. Hey, shalom. Let me just adjust this real quick. Bear with me just a moment. Hold on. I think Goldsboro, they should be back in just a moment. They got cut out real quick, but they'll be back. Most High in Christ. Shalom. Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shah, Baraka Thumb to all the brothers. Yahweh Shamar, Allah Thun, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah to all the sisters. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. You understand? We out here in North Carolina, broadcasting from all the zones in North Carolina. This is the Monday night scripture breakdown class. Okay, so we're broadcasting right now from Durham, North Carolina, Fayetteville, North Carolina, Goldsboro, North Carolina, and the other zones will be in shortly. Charlotte should be in real shortly. Okay, so shout out to everybody. Salakia. Bear with me just a moment. Salakia. Yeah, send it to the 704. Should be in there. I ain't about, bro. That's one question. Salakia. Most High in Christ. All right. So yeah, so you know what I'm saying. So this, of course, is the Monday night scripture breakdown class out here in North Carolina. So scripture breakdown class. So this is the time if you have any questions of any kind, whether you're in the room in any of our zones or if you're watching online, you know what I'm saying, you can go ahead and just type your question into the chat. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Does anybody have any questions in any of the rooms, in any of the zones, you know what I'm saying, right now? And of course, if I can answer it, then that's what I'll do. You know what I'm saying? If not, we'll just go ahead and write it down and we'll just wait for one of the Adawanyans to come through, and they could probably break it down for us. You know what I'm saying? If I don't have that particular breakdown. So is there any questions in any of the rooms?
So, like, if I may.
Oh, go ahead, bro. Put the ayathan.
Khan.
Hey, Khan. Shalom. How about Shemel Shabbat? What's going on, bro?
All right, sure. Hey, my kid had a question. He wanted to know why we celebrate Feast of First Fruits.
Why do we celebrate the Feast of First Fruits? No sweat. Let's go to it. Let's go to the book of Leviticus. I think that would be chapter 23, I believe. Okay, let's go. Let's find it in the scriptures and let's see what Feast of First Fruits is all about. You know what I'm saying? Because of course we just celebrated the Passover, right? We celebrated the Passover and then we went into the Feast of Unleavened Bread. We started that, you know what I'm saying? And for 7 days we had to eat unleavened bread. We could not consume anything with any leavening in it. No leavened bread whatsoever. We had to eat that unleavened bread, you know what I'm saying, every single day. I know it was rough on you. Who was eating them corn tortillas? Who was eating them corn tortillas that taste like straight up loose leaf paper?
Salaki, so that'd be Officer Kowal had a couple.
Most High in Christ, my guy. Yeah, that corn tortillas that you had to eat just to make sure you had some unleavened bread throughout the week. You know what I'm saying? That's what we just ended Saturday night. We just ended that. Okay, so now we are now in the Feast of First Fruits. Okay, and this is going to be, you know what I'm saying, basically you're counting 50 days. You know, but we're going to read it in the scripture, so whoever got it can go ahead and just read it. Giannis, you got it? Everything's what? No sweat. Okay.
What you need me to read, sir? 23 and what?
Where it starts, start at the basically in the Feast of Unleavened Bread first. Let's start there. Oh, you got a mic, Giannis? I don't think you got a mic. No sweat. Let's get it. I took those off so I can put it on the screen here. So this might still be good actually. Yeah. This one should be good. Yeah. There you go. This one is too.
I'm sorry, Christ. Shalom, Adawanyam. Akim. Okay. I guess we're gonna start with verse 7.
Okay. Let them know where you at.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, and starting at verse 7. In the first day, no, let me start at verse 6, Salakia. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord.
Right.
7 days ye must eat unleavened bread.
Okay. It's like you at verse, which one, 6?
I just read 6, sir.
Let me get there with you. Leviticus chapter 23 and verse, you just read 6. Bear with me, right? So that unleavened bread, we just finished unleavened bread, right?
Come on.
Read on.
Verse 7. In the first day ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Right. We had that we had that holy convocation where in Cocoa Beach, Florida, right? Right after the Passover, the next night we had a holy convocation. We did no servile work therein. You know what I'm saying? Everything we did was for the Lord that day. You know what I'm saying? That was in Cocoa Beach, right? That was the next day after the Passover. Now go ahead.
But ye shall offer, verse 8, Salakia. But ye shall offer an offering, Salakia, sir.
No sweat. Can somebody pick it up for Yanazar? You got to get the door. Can somebody pick it up? Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 8.
Come on, I got it. I can read for you.
God, please, bro. The water.
Book of Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 8.
Put your hands up in the air.
So I can't hear me.
God, you just bro.
Verse 8.
God.
Book of Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 8. But you shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High 7 days. The 7th day is a holy convocation. You shall do no servile work therein. Verse 9. Verse 9. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, verse 10, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest.
Right. So right there is the beginning of what we would call what? The feast of first fruits, right? So what somebody explain to me what's the saying right here in verse 10? What's the first thing that's happening? Remember, this is right after we finish unleavened bread. So what's happening right here in verse 10?
So like, if I may.
Please, bro.
So you know, it's saying once we get where the Most High, you know, because we was traveling.
Right,
So
exactly.
we get into the land that He gave us, you know, and we harvest. You know, we make that harvest. That first harvest, we have to take some of that and give it to, you know, the priest.
Right. Con. Simple. Exactly. That's exactly what it is, right? So we get that harvest when we reap the first harvest. What is a harvest? Like, who can tell me what a harvest is? You know what I'm saying? Just to make it clear, what exactly is a harvest? What you got, Yanazar?
If I may, sir, harvest is after you planted your crops and they grow to their full ripeness.
There you go.
Then you take those crops from the vine or the tree,
right,
or from the ground, and you bring it in.
Right, exactly. So your harvest is something you did a while ago. You planted it some time ago, and now it's grown to where you needed it to grow to be the crops you need them to be. That's your harvest, and now you collect them. Okay, and it says when you reap the harvest, meaning when you collect the harvest, you shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest. What is a sheaf?
Salagia.
Please, bro.
It said a sheaf, Merriam-Webster, a bundle of grain stalks laid lengthwise and tied together at the reaping.
Right, a bundle of grain stalks, right, bound together at the reaping, meaning you've collected all your crops and now you've taken them from the ground. They're not in the ground no more. And you know what I'm saying? They're not in the soil no more. Now you've collected them and you've wrapped them up, right, in sheaths or bundles, like you're about to do what with them? Sell them or what have you. And what the Lord is saying, you're going to take some of those bundles and do what with them? Yeah, Yanazar.
You're going to present it to the priest.
You're going to give it to the priest. You're just going to give it to them. You're not going to ask them to pay for it. You're going to give it to the priest. Now, read on to verse 11 if you could, Bible. Yanazar, you got it?
Come on. Verse 11.
Okay. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 11. And he shall wave the sheaf before the Most High to be accepted for you. On the morrow after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it. Verse 12. And you shall offer that day when you wave the sheaf a he lamb without blemish of the first year for a burnt offering unto the Most High. Verse 13. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2/10 deal.
This is talking about the actual feast, right? Which we're going to actually have a feast 50 days from now. There's going to be an actual feast, right? Captain Nightthop talked about it here in North Carolina. We're going to have it where? Right, June 10th in Charlotte, right? So the days are being counted. June 10th, we're going to have an actual feast. That's the part we're reading about right now, the feast part, right? And it says, in the meat offering, therefore, shall be 2/10 deals. Now, listen up very closely, right? Because you're going to find, if you're not in the ISUPK, you're going to find out something that you didn't know about this Bible, and that this Bible was 100% written by and for Black people, okay? So read from the top of verse 13 again, if you could, Bible Kushah.
Verse 13. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2/10 deal of fine flour.
Of what?
Of fine flour.
2/10 deals, right? That's a certain measurement of fine flour. Okay, so we know what flour is used for. We know how people use flour in the kitchen, so on. So now remember, this is the meat offering. Okay, so it's talking about something you're gonna do with the meat offering. You got to have it with 2/10 deals of fine flour. Go ahead.
Mingled with oil.
Mingled with what?
Mingled with oil.
Mingled with oil. Read on.
An offering made by fire unto the Most High. For a sweet savor.
Well, sweet savor. What is this talking about? What happens when you mix oil and what happens when you mix a black man's favorite type of meat? Pause. Favorite type of meat, flour, and oil. What do you get? Who that? Who that online?
Shabayala.
Go ahead, Shabar.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
That's exactly. Damn right. You're getting that good old golden crispy fried chicken. It's here in the Bible. You understand? Now, why did your Christian pastor tell you all the lies he told you about everything else? Everything he told you about the Bible was a damn lie. He told you that Christ was a white man, that God loves everybody, all these things that's lies. But he never stopped to tell you the simple fact that black people's eating habits are in the Bible.
That's right.
Simple. The way black people eat is in the Bible. The Bible, this is God talking to us, to his children, to you know what I'm saying, to the children of Israel. And he told them, he gave them an order. This ain't a suggestion. He didn't say, I would like to have some chicken if y'all don't mind. No, he said, when you get in that damn kitchen after that Feast of Unleavened Bread, you better make some fried chicken. You better do it. It's a commandment that you have to do it. Okay, read on, Ayathan.
Come on. And the drink offering there shall be of wine.
Shall be of what?
Of wine.
Oh, it's a sin to drink.
Of wine.
Yeah, and guess what? You better drink some of that wine with it. Basically, the Lord is telling you it's a commandment. You better have a good time. That's what the Lord is saying. You better make some of that delicious fried chicken, and there better be some wine in that place. Please, go ahead.
Salaki, sir, if I could. And not only is fried chicken such a staple in the black community, it's so much so that the other nations ridicule us with it.
Damn right. Give them
how you know the Bible ain't for them.
Damn right. That's a heavy point you just made, by eyes, because I remember that too. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like with so many other things. You know what I'm saying? Like now you got some devil walking up to you calling you brother. Hey, brother, they've been watching Hulk Hogan or whatever, talking about brother. But I remember when they made fun of us for saying brother. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing with the fried chicken. Us eating fried chicken was a joke. My bad, bro. Sit on this side. This side's for the brothers. Yeah. That's where the sisters sit on this side. Now you good? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Shalom. God. Yeah. There was a time when they made fun of us for eating fried chicken.
That's right.
So like my computer bugged out real quick. Y'all still hear me? I'm still good? God, most I in Christ. But yeah, they made fun of us for making fried chicken. Go back and watch some of your old films. Go back and watch the original Birth of a Nation. I'm not talking about the one, you know what I'm saying, that the brother did a couple years ago. I'm talking about the original Birth of a Nation. Go back and watch that.
Salaki for the interruption, but it ain't even just back in the day. Because I remember when Barack Obama, even though that Hamite is not our people, they asked if that was going to be on his inauguration menu. They were going to have chicken. One of them Edomite politicians was like, what y'all going to have? Fried chicken on the menu for the inauguration?
Right. Come on. That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. So in other words, you know what? You know that's something very specific to black people. And not just black people. Fried foods and fried meats and chicken and so on and so forth is not only specific to so-called Negroes. Okay? That's very common amongst our Issacharite brothers. You know what I'm saying? Our northern tribe brothers, the Gadites. It's very common amongst all of us. We all are, you know what I'm saying? When we say black people, we're talking about all of the tribes. Okay? So, yeah, fried chicken and frying foods and making sure. Another thing, let me see. Is it in this verse? No, it's not in this verse. But there's many verses where the Lord tells you to make sure that it's seasoned. There's plenty of verses where the Lord tells you exactly what seasoning and make sure it's mingled with salt.
That's right.
Meaning that the Lord don't want no damn bland food. You understand? Now, whose culture is it to have bland, disgusting, unsalted, unseasoned food? Is that a black man's culture? Is that a Hispanic man's culture or a Native Indian man's culture? No, you know that's the devil's culture. Ain't no black man eating no damn food with no seasoning, man. And these are the things that they made fun of us for. But we found out in the Isupk that, guess what? Everything in this Bible is about black people. Everything in this Bible is about Hispanics and Native Indians. Read on if you could, Ayathan.
Come on. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 13 at the bottom.
Come.
Fourth part of a hen.
Of a hen. What is a hen?
So if I may, a hen is a noun, a Hebrew unit of liquid capacity equal to approximately 5.5 quarts.
Okay. Telling you how much of the wine to drink. All right. Read on.
Verse 14. And you shall eat neither bread nor parched corn, nor green ears until the selfsame day that ye have brought an offering unto your power. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings.
Now I need some clarifications. We're gonna wait till one of the Adawanyim. I need some clarification on that particular part about not eating parched corn, bread, green ears, and so on and so forth. I need some clarification on that particular part of it. You know what I'm saying? So we, like I said, we're gonna wait for one of the Adawanyim to break that part down, right? But all of this, go ahead.
So like, if I could, it's obviously
Please. Yeah, bro.
What Ayathan just did is such a heavy point, man, and it's so heavy, and how he broke that down so fluent like that. Because when you look at these other fake Israelites, or just a what you call like a Bible thumper who believes that he can just pick up the Bible and just start, you know, following these laws and following these feast days on his own, you understand? This right here sounds very confusing, and I'm sure that many brothers are confused at this, and they don't have a brother like Ayathan to go to get these answers. You understand? So that land my plane there. That's it.
Damn right. Damn right. And that's why we in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Damn right. The water for that. You know what I'm saying? We're in a school. This is where we come to learn things about the Bible. You understand? And me up here teaching, or any of my all these priests you see, you know what I'm saying? Any of these brothers, man, we're going to teach it as best to the best of our abilities. If we don't know something, we're going to say, you know what? It's no sweat. I don't have the breakdown on that. I'll get back to you. This is a place of learning. If you came here to bang tambourines and dance and shout, you are in the wrong place. You understand? This is the place where you learn how to serve the Lord, not serve yourself. All right.
That's right.
Come on. So read verse 15, bro.
Verse 15. And you shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the wave offering, 7 Sabbaths shall be complete.
Right. Now this goes back to what we're talking about with the feast, right? And that's why we said 50 days. 7 Sabbaths is what? How many days? 49 days, because it's 7 times 7. A Sabbath is every 7 days. 7 Sabbaths, 7 times 7 is 49. This also goes to you fake Israelites out there who talk about you got to go by the moon and all this. Y'all ever heard that nonsense?
That's right.
People talking about you got to go by the moon, and when the moon does this and so on and so forth, that determines the Sabbaths. But guess what? The new moon does not come at a consistent span of days.
Right.
You understand? So how in the hell can you keep the feast of first fruits if you can't count 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7? It's impossible. If you're not in the ISUPK on the Community Junior Honda, you're not in the troop. Yeah, bro.
So, like, if I may, you know, they tell you to count the moons because they're amazed by the stars. They really in astrology, man.
That's right. That's right. Damn right. That's really what they're into. They're really into astrology. Damn right. They're really into fake Israelites are obsessed with astrology, just like you know what I'm saying, some little girl in the world. Some little girl in the world reading the damn horoscopes. And she decides, well, oh, she likes some boy, but so I can't be with you because you're a you know what I'm saying, a Sagittarius or whatever the hell they say. You know what I'm saying? That is bogus and very unmanly. Okay, for you to be looking up at the stars and be, you know what I'm saying, all up in, and there's nothing wrong with what they say, astronomy, right? About learning about different planets, learning about different cycles of the moon. And there's nothing wrong with that. But astrology, applying any kind of religious you know what I'm saying, tenets to the movements in the heavens is completely against our culture. It is not our culture as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's the oppressors. That's a bunch of Arab nonsense. You know what I'm saying? That's worshiping other gods. All right. So read on, brother, from verse, I think you have verse 16 now.
Verse 16. Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall ye number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Most High.
Right.
Verse 17. You shall bring out of your habitations 2 whey loaves of 2 tenths dill. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baked with leaven. They are the first fruits unto the Most High.
Right. That's going back to the first fruits that we collected at first, right? And now it's saying now when after you count the 50 days, you're gonna take, you know what I'm saying, two wave loaves, right? And you're gonna with the fine flour and you're gonna bake them with leaven, and that's gonna be your first fruit. So it's basically another form of, I don't want to say sacrifice, but you could say sacrifice to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? It's giving some kind of penance. You know what I mean? It's just another form of us giving our due diligence and our respects to the Lord by showing him we're willing to give him what? Our best. You know what I'm saying? This was our culture to always give our best to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? To show him we're willing to lose the thing that's most valuable to us for him. Okay, so this is just another form of that. Almost all of the feast days, to some degree, relate to showing the Lord what we're willing to do for him, that we're willing to sacrifice for him. So the Feast of First Fruits is just another form of that. Now how we do a Feast of First Fruits a little bit different now. Why? Because of, again, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Does anybody in here own any sheafs of fine flour of any? Does anybody have any bushels of what is it of the first year? Anybody have that? Did anybody reap the harvest this year? No, not you, Yanazar. What about you, brother? Did you reap anything on your farm this year? What about you, bro? Nothing this year. What about anybody? Anybody in favor? Did y'all reap anything of the harvest?
La.
Nobody. What about Goldsboro? Did y'all reap anything? Then again, I don't know. Goldsboro, what y'all got?
Say we out here with it.
I was about to say, so like Goldsboro, they might have reaped from the harvest.
So like you lie.
Okay, no sweat, no sweat. You know what I'm saying? Charlotte, I know y'all. Did y'all reap from the harvest this year, Charlotte, by Eyes and Shabbat Allah? No sweat.
So like I said, say that again.
I was asking, what did Charlotte reap for the harvest from y'all farm this year?
La, sir. We ain't got that far yet.
Yeah, y'all didn't get that far. Yeah, I didn't think so. So of course now, because this is the Universal School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we still of course keep our traditions, but we just have to make sure we do them in accordance with what we have. A lot of brothers and sisters we're in captivity. We don't own farms. This whole thing was during a time when 85% of Israel, 90% of Israel was what? Farmers. That's how they made their money. That's how they made their living. That's how they lived. They were farmers by trade. You got something, brother? If you can farm, you absolutely should be farming 100%. Yeah, farming is something we definitely need to be doing more of. No, don't get it twisted. Yeah, if you can get some land and you know how to farm, but you want to learn how to farm, go ahead, get down. We're going to need it, because guess what? As this kingdom crumbles, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard to get milk. It's going to be hard to get all kind of crops and things like that are common to us now. So yeah, brothers and sisters should definitely get down on the farm and learn how to do that. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to get those bushels and all that kind of stuff, right? But as of right now in this captivity, we simply just don't have it. You know what I'm saying? Many of us just, I don't even know how many times I've ever been near a farm or on one for that matter. You know what I'm saying? So we have to make, not adjustments, we have to do them according to what's practical now. So now when it comes to, dealing with the Lord and what we sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? What's the other scripture that says, where I'm paraphrasing, where your treasure lie? Anybody know that one? So shall your, yeah. Good.
Matthew 6:21.
No, so is that Kiara War?
Most High Christ, my nigga. What's
going on, bro? I should have known.
You the man.
I sent you the link, bro. I didn't know you was gonna be in the school. What's going on?
Yeah, Most High Christ. You already know.
There we go.
So like it.
Go ahead.
Luke 12:34.
Let's see. What does that one say?
For where your treasure is, there will your heart also be.
There we go. That's the one I want. There we go. Luke, you said Luke 12 and what, Ayathan?
Luke 12:34.
That's Luke 12:34. Let's read that real quick. And we'll get back to this. Well, the brother basically, it's no sweat. The brother basically just read it. You know what I'm saying? Where your treasure lie, so shall your heart be. What does that mean? It means basically, you know what I'm saying, where you're willing to put a man where he puts his pockets, what he's willing to spend his money on, tells you what matters to him. You understand? And those who go out here, they'll spend all kind of money on Jordans, spend money on clothes, cars, spend money on all kinds of things. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes time to pay their tithes, all of a sudden they can't find it. all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? Now, you know what I'm saying, there's nowhere to be found. Just like that brother, many brothers in the scriptures who tried to hide their money from Christ or hide their money from the Lord, and they got dealt with. Okay, so now, you know what I'm saying, how we deal with Feast of First Fruits and things like that. It's more so, again, how our contributions to the truth. You know what I'm saying? We paying our tithes in here. Make sure you pay your tithes. Okay, go to isupk.com. Make sure you pay your tithes. Okay, and that's how we provide for the truth now, because we don't have farms to give crops. Okay. I think you can bake, you know what I'm saying? Is there any more in that, Ayathan? I know there's more scriptures, but I mean, to the point, does that, you know, would that suffice, or was there a particular question, or was it just what it's all about? You know what I'm saying? It's really just all about sacrificing for the Lord. But is there more?
Nah, I mean, unless you want verse 18, but that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. A lot of this stuff is more so, again, just going into the actual feast that we have related to these things, because also, as you know, when we would sacrifice these things, the priest would eat it, and sometimes all Israel would eat it. You know what I'm saying? The Lord would say, you know, make this for a sweet savor. It's something that's supposed to be consumed, just like that delicious Passover lamb that if you were not there to have, Salakia, I feel very bad for you. It was, you know what I'm saying, it was tawab in every sense of the word. You know what I'm saying? Let's give a hand clap for the Passover. Ooh-wee. Like I said, I'm suffering from withdrawals. Never heard of Cocoa Beach, Florida before in my life, but I mean, damn, I had the time of my life out there. It was really excellent. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to see, you know what I mean? Hopefully, of course, Yahweh Shah comes back, you know what I'm saying, before we get a chance to have another Passover. But if that does not happen, then we know the Passover is going to be, you know, is going to be lit. All right. Most High in Christ. So is there any other questions in any of the rooms, in any of the zones? Anybody want to bring? We got a bunch of priests. You know what I'm saying? Give yourselves a hand. Most High in Christ for all the priests on the screen right now. Oh, wait. Let me make sure I'm not leaving nobody in the background. Might be somebody. No, we all the zones are in right now. All right. But yeah, anybody got anything you want to bring out? Anything, please, Baba Kushah. Or any questions in your zones, or any questions in this room as well. If anybody got a question, just go ahead and raise your hand. Okay, we got a brother with a question right here. Go ahead, bro. Is it wrong to burn offerings? What do you mean? Mm-hmm. Make sure. Let's get this brother a mic. Let me see if this one. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Is it wrong to do burnt offerings all the time?
Okay, well, you got to clarify what you mean, because you mentioned sage, right?
Yeah, I got our sage. We got incense, like stones, and everything. Is it wrong to do it all the time?
Okay, well, first of all, I'll make it simple for you like this. You know what I'm saying? Burning whatever you want in your house is not the same. You keep that mic. Yeah, just hold on to it. Burning whatever you feel like, you know what I'm saying, your home and your personal time is not sacrificing to the Most High. Burning sage, right, which is a very common practice amongst, you know what I'm saying, I don't even know what you would call them, you know what I'm saying, the people who practice spirituality and things like that, that has nothing to do with the Most High. The Most High is very specific about what he wants you to sacrifice to him, and those burnt offerings and things are handled by the priest. If you are not a priest, then you cannot sacrifice them to the Lord. You understand? So when we go to the Passover and we celebrate the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and we celebrate the Passover by sacrificing or not sacrificing, because really the ultimate sacrifice is who? Let's make sure we clarify that too. The ultimate sacrifice is who? Christ, right? The water, bro. So Christ is the ultimate sacrifice. So we ain't really sacrificing things in that way no more to make atonement for sins. That does not exist. You cannot burn anything to say, Lord, I'm sorry for what I did. That's over with. Christ is the final one in that regard. What we do now with the Passover is keeping our traditions. But to answer the question, burning sage and those things, no, that has nothing to do with the Lord. Now, if you're talking about if you want to, you know, sacrifice to the Lord and things like that, again, that goes through the priest. And who are the priests of God? Is the men in the Isupk and the Commander General Yohana. So if you want to be in attendance when it comes to sacrifices, or better yet, when it comes to sacrificing to the Most High, you want to make sure that you're in the school, you know, the brothers when we go to the Passover. We go to the Feast of Unleavened Bread. We just had the closing of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. What was it? Not last night. It was the night before last.
Yeah,
You was here.
Yeah, I was here.
Damn right. See, that's something that the priests do. You know what I'm saying? That's the service of the service of the priest. You know what I'm saying? So no, that's not something. When you burning something, if you burn an incense in your house, you can burn incense, but you're not burning incense to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You the incense. This incense right here. This is being burned in here. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord told us to do this when we're in our holy convocations and our gatherings. You know what I'm saying? But at home, you want to burn incense. Of course, you can get down on incense. That's all good. But that's not to the Most High.
Hey, Salagia.
Confused the two. Go ahead, Yarmak.
I got a precept. It's
please, Baba Kushah.
It's Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 26. It says, "For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth,
damn right,
there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins."
Damn right. Give him a hand, right? The whole process of sacrificing to sins was something that we did in Israel, right? Or when we got the law from Moses, right? You sacrifice something to show an atonement, right? So think of it like I wronged you in some way. I did something to you that was offended you. So now to make atonement for it, to show you I'm sorry, I say, well, here's my best. Here's my best lamb. This is my prize, my cash cow. So I'm willing to sacrifice and lose something to show you I'm sorry for what I did to you. So that's what we would do with the Lord. We would go against the Lord. We would sin against the Lord. And what is sin according to the Bible? What is sin according to the Bible?
Transgression of the law.
Right. Transgression of the law. Sin according to the Bible is when you break God's law. All right. So God's laws say you can't eat pork, you can't eat crab, you can't eat shrimp, you can't eat lobster, you cannot have sex with women from other races, you cannot have sex with white women and Arab women and East Indian women and all of that. You cannot have sex with another man. Being gay is a sin according to the Bible. Being a lesbian is a sin according to the Bible. Transgender or whatever Dwayne Wade's son, daughter thing is a sin according to the Bible. You understand? But there was a time when you might do a small trespass sin, right? You might say, you just might have, let me think of something small you might have done. You might have got into a scuffle with a brother, got into a fight with a brother. A brother. No, it don't gotta be we're all brothers and sisters, right? It don't gotta be your blood brother in the world, right? It can be anybody who's a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, right? An Israelite. You get into a fight. You had to lose something for that. Literally, do you know there's a law that if you got into a fight with a brother, let's say he ended up in the hospital, you got to pay his medical bills. And then he also can't work. So you have to pay for the money he would have gotten from his job that he can't get because you put him in the hospital because he stepped on your stupid Jordans. Things like that, right? But yeah, that's what sacrifices were for. Now we got Christ. Christ died, so we don't got to do those things. Okay? Now we just got to come into the truth. And we got to what? What do we got to do now? What's the difference now? What do we have to do now? Since Christ died. Based on the scripture, the precept the brother just pulled basically is telling you what we got to do. You got something, Yarmak?
We have to follow the law now.
Damn right. We got to follow the law, meaning what? We have to change. Now it's not enough for you to burn anything. It's not enough for you to kill a dove or whatever. Now the Lord is saying it's even worse. It's harder than before. Because before you commit some little infraction, all you got to do is, you know what I'm saying, kill a sheep or a lamb or a dove or something. What if you were a rich man? What is one dove to you? What is one sheep to you? Nothing. Now you walking around smacking brothers because you don't give it. You just got it like that. I'll smack this brother. I'll pay for his medical bills. I don't care. I got it like that. But now, go ahead, bro.
I'd slide if I could, because that's a heavy point. Because back then, like the scriptures say, there's nothing new under the sun.
That's right.
And what we're talking about right now is very evident in the life that we live today. When you think about crime in America, you see where rich people have enough money that they can commit crimes and then they get off free, scot-free. But the poor of America, when they commit crimes, they have to suffer the judgment and the consequences of their crimes.
That's right.
Which is why Christ came and changed that, because just like back then, the Sadducees and Pharisees, they might have, they might have extorted a brother. or they may have even raped a woman, and because they were rich and because they had the certain seat that they had, they were able to pay and to avoid the judgment. You understand that they should have gotten.
Yeah, and what is that called, if I may, bro? What is that called in the Bible? What is that? What that brother just described? What is that called in the Bible? Yanazar.
Respect of persons.
Respect of persons. That's what respect of persons is. Your Christian pastor doesn't know a goddamn thing about the Bible. Respect of persons does not mean you respect somebody. No, it's not what it means. Respect of persons means you're willing to let somebody slide for a crime they committed because they have what? Money, status, popularity. But a poor brother, he just got to go to jail for the rest of his life.
Right.
That's what respecter of persons is, and we're not allowed to do that. Being a respecter of persons is a sin according to the Bible. Okay, but Ottawa, you ready, sir?
Can you hear me?
Con, sir. And with that, I'll pass the class over to priest and officer of 5,000 Zion Ya'ala.
Thought one was on fire. Yeah. All y'all brothers is doing toward, man, and rocking with the spirit of Most High in Christ. Once again, I'm Officer of 5,000 Zion Ya'ala out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. We represent the ISUPK, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, operating up under Command and General Hunter. We are not affiliated with anyone. If you're not in ISU, if you're not in ISUPK, you are not in the truth. That's right. You understand? If you are eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, you are not in the truth. If you are going against the law, statutes, and commandments, you are not in the truth. If you do not know how to be a brother according to the law, statutes, and commandments, then you're not a brother. It's likewise that goes for a sister as well. You understand? Well, these brothers were just talking about, you know, in the ISUPK, we learn these things day in and day out. Like my brother say, these are daily life living skills that we learn in ISUPK. And what we learn to do is not just learn them, we actually learn to apply pressure to the earth. You know what I mean? We learn to apply pressure in a righteous manner, meaning we correct the ones that need to be corrected, and we reward the ones that need to be rewarded. You understand? And that's why we call the oppressor the devil that the Bible speaks of. Because he moves in a manner like, guess what? Like he's not going to receive any punishment or judgment for his unrighteousness or his lack thereof, his lack of empathy or sympathy for anybody except for himself, right? But we serve a Lord who's a just God, man. And guess what he gonna do? He understands justice. It ain't like the blind scales of America that they say the law lady of justice is eyes closed. That's a goddamn lie. Them eyes wide the hell open. Because you know what the first thing they see in there? When they tell us color don't matter, but why is it all other goddamn earth, everybody else know that color matters? Right. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like a brother that's five, let's say 4'9", Kawal. This brother 4'9", and then he bump into Kawal. Kawal, what, 6'3", 6'4"? And he tell Kawal, well, height don't matter. Yes, the hell it does. Yeah, because he needs something out that top shelf. Kawal, guess what he gonna have to do? He gonna have to ask you for it. Those things are very those characteristics are very important to your very way of thinking. Like if you've been told your whole life that your God don't look like you, well, you got a problem mentally. Of course, you're gonna look for that thing to try to associate with so you can rock and roll with it. You understand? But when you learn out that Christ was a black man from a tribe of Judah, you begin to look at things a little bit different. You learn that the angels look just like you. You learn that the priests and prophets of the Bible look and walk and talk just like you. Just like Thought Warren breaking down early, he was rocking and rolling talking about the fried chicken. And what Baal say, we get ridiculed for what? The fried chicken. Don't nobody else get ridiculed for fried chicken? Who? I know you talking about the Chinese man. He's not cooking fried chicken. If that's what you think he eating with a chicken fried rice, is that really what you think you eat? He listens to that cat dog. You understand? Baal said we get ridiculed for our culture, man. That was back then, and guess what we know? That's today too. Just like my brother just said. We get ridiculed about all the things that we do as a nation of people, from the way you wear your clothes. Why your clothes so loosely fitted and just relaxed and just cool? That's how it's always been. Huh? What type of garment did John wear? Anybody? What, anybody? What type of garment he wore? What is camel?
If I
What
may,
is?
sir.
Come on.
He wore a garment of camel hair.
And what's so significant about camel hair?
A camel is a unclean animal as far as to eat.
What else?
Well, he has endurance.
Oh, this brother here, good night. For sure. But I'm saying pertaining to the garment, though. It's almost like if I say Christ rode an ass. Well, what is the significance of those things, Baba Kushah?
Salaki, sir.
Come on, boss.
It's like not considered to be the most fanciest thing, but we make it work.
Damn right. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't telling me that's a black man, or you know what I'm saying, you ain't telling me that's us, then we got a problem. Because the oppressor acts just like a baby when he done is getting his way. He want the absolute best of every damn thing, even if he lives in a trailer park. Long as he's on top of you, he good. You talk about a camel's hair, it's not smooth and laying down at all. You know what I'm saying? A camel hair is spiky, sticking up. You know what I mean? He made the best out of what he had. If that ain't black, Hispanic, Native Indians, I don't know what that is.
Like,
you know what I mean? Come on.
Like the nigger rig, like the hanger and the clothes hanger in the back of the TV.
Jerry rigging. Yeah. Do what bunk girls are doing more with less, right? Is that we know about they talking about the Great Depression and all that, and how you always seen in the Great Depression, right? Depiction of the oppressor in the bread lines and all that. Why you ain't never see no black, Hispanics, Native Indian in them same bread lines? Anybody ever ask you that?
We was eating out the dumpster.
We was all right. We understood how to have more with less. You talking about we in recession, brothers? We don't understand a damn thing about recession. You tell me what the brother know about recession. What do you know about it? They say in 2009 when the housing market crashed, a lot of our people lost their homes. What they ended up doing? Moving back with Big Mama. The Lord has always prepared us in what we're supposed to be doing in the earth. We have to learn how to follow what he laid out for us to do. He has always given us a way to find means of taking care of ourselves and our people. The problem is we want to join with the rest of the nations, and what they offer us is never going to be good enough. We were talking about something earlier when we talk about integration. We allowed our children to go to school by children of slave masters. You understand? I mean, the people who taught our children in integration were the slave masters' children. And you thought we was gonna get some equal opportunity out of that? You ain't anybody. You following what I'm saying, right? The people who taught your great-great-grandmother was the daughter of the slave master. You understand? The one who made sure they threw the slop out the back window. That's who was teaching your children. But when we were separated and we was teaching ourselves, Kawal, we understood the importance of what we meant and what we learned and how to apply it in our neighborhoods.
Salaki, sir.
Come on.
What you bringing out is so heavy. I got a precept.
Go ahead.
Khan. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 23.
Come on.
And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people. Go ahead. The elder shall serve the younger.
That's
that
in the scripture
right there is to bag up what you were saying. Like, we stronger than them, and it ain't really got nothing to do with monetary, with money or nothing like that. We stronger than them spiritually, and we've been like that since the womb.
Damn right. And I got you. I'm coming to you, Kawal. But the one thing I want to add to that, the Lord is saying this. If you honor these scriptures, you understand these scriptures. It didn't just say like 2 babies were in the womb. This thing is more than the simple understanding of the earth. The simple understanding of the earth is everything is mystical and magical and so euphoria and all this. The Lord said 2 nations are in the womb. This is a spiritual thing. Like we don't share no common interest unless it's to get some work done or something like that. Other than that, when the black man get done with his job, guess where he going? He going back the way he came from. And if he goes to that neighborhood that's gated, he still feel like he's not a part of the neighborhood. A black man moving to them gated communities, he's trying to cut the grass a certain way, Kowal. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to make sure he get what yard of the month, all this extra stuff, and they still hate him.
That's right.
Two nations, two manner of people. Just like Thaba One just said earlier. We like to season our food. Thus the Lord said we should season our food. You know what I'm saying? We like to put it in there, let it brine a little bit, bunker, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let it sit in it, let it sit in the marinade overnight. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The salsa verde and things like that. Because what we know what flavor is. Our clothes, the way we walk, the way we talk, it's with flavor.
That's right.
That's why I took the oppressor so goddamn long. He looking at the Hebrew, don't understand it, and the whole time he looking at the stone that had the Hebrew, he had it upside down the whole time. We got to understand that what we have is something different than everybody else.
That's right.
We just celebrated the Passover, and that's something different than everybody else on the face of the earth.
Right.
Everybody, you understand? We celebrating the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and sisters are making the bread. It's flour and water, and I'm licking my. It's Kowal, it's flour and water, huh? Brother Real Brains brought some unleavened in here. I mean, it was floating off the pan. It was like, how the hell we do that? How the hell we do that? You know what I'm saying? We are the salt. Give me the salt of the earth, Baba Kashab. What that scripture? Slaki, what you had, Koala? I ain't mean to cut you off earlier. What you had?
Oh, no,
Go ahead.
It was add on what Boz was saying about the we surviving, because the Great Depression was in the 1920s, but so was Black Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
See, we weren't eating out of trash cans. We weren't suffering. Them devils were suffering.
So you mean to tell me while Esau and this empire was falling during the 1920s, right? So that was right along with what you said, the Black Wall Street, what that rise?
Black Wall Street. I want to say Rosewood was around that time too.
It was the thriving bustliness of the area, if I'm not mistaken. Ain't that what they said? So nobody can ever tell me when they always talk about, well, black people need to be financially sound. Money has never been our problem as black, Hispanics, Native Indians.
That's right.
You see Isupk pull up in a brand new 3500 with a load of all kind of equipment on the back of that thing, bunker, y'all. Money ain't, financial struggles ain't necessarily been our real issue. Our issue is disobedience to our Father, man.
Salaki, sir.
Come on, boss.
Salaki, that was the precept you asked for was Matthew chapter 5 and verse 13.
Let me come on, Kodun, the water. Yeremot Salaki.
Okay.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 13.
Come on.
Ye are the salt of the earth.
Uh-huh.
But if the salt have lost its savior,
Uh-huh.
wherewith shall it be salted?
Who want to break that down?
If I may, sir, I'll give it a shot.
Come on.
It's saying, like, basically, if in terms of food, right? If the salt doesn't have its flavor, what good is it? If we're not Israel, if we're not who we're supposed to be, then what good are we to ourselves?
Damn, get it, brother. Hey, don't get no better than that. That's real. If you're not gonna be the salt of the earth, and who you depending on to give y'all the flavor?
Good night.
Mawa Abba? Huh? He the one. That's what we caught up. Start watching them Bruce Lee flicks. You know what I mean? And then, all that. Leroy, Bruce Leroy, all that we caught up in. That's who we trying to be.
So lock in.
Come on.
That's why we walking around in dashikis.
Dashikis, trying to eat. What's the food? Them Hamites be eating, Bunky.
Fufu.
The Lord gave us understanding to know how to use a fork and a damn spoon. Why are you sopping things up with your goddamn hand? Everybody else on the earth can live so primitive, man. They are completely fine with walking around on their hands and their feet, on fours, if I may. We got the juice. Ain't that what Buddha say? You ain't got no juice. You know what I'm saying?
So like I said,
come on with it.
If I could, this is a heavy precept, because if you read verse 14, it says, "Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid." And if you just think about the dynamic of Black people and living in a white kingdom, America, our life is literally about trying to hide our Blackness. Like even in college, I have a coach right now who every time he sees me, he's always saying like, "Yo, you gotta turn that music down. You gotta, you got tattoos. They'll stop being a nigga." And he's literally told me this, to my face. And it's like, that is like, it's crazy that people would say something like that. But then when you go to look at who's the greatest basketball player in the world, it is a nigga. When you look at who's the best women on the earth, they all Black. Yeah.
Right.
And that's just, you understand, that's just a heavy point right there.
See, but let me turn it up a notch, Yerma. Let me turn it up. Now we'll take the music, we'll take the acting, we'll take the writing, we'll take the what else we known for in the earth?
The dancing.
The dancing. What else?
A brother in the school said everything.
We known for everything, right? But the one thing that allows us to shine above everybody else out of all of that is what, though? What's that one thing that would allow us to shine above all the other nations?
The truth.
Who said that?
Yermak.
Give Yermak a hand. When you talking about something that's shining, you talking about something that's a light that's on a hill. Ain't nothing better than the truth. Ain't nothing gonna shine like the truth. You deal with what I'm saying? Like ain't nothing gonna glow like knowing like I'm doing this the right way. When you doing something like that and you got the vibe of knowing like you doing it the right way, you gain a level of confidence that you can walk around, right? With fringes on your pants. You deal with what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You gain a level of confidence that you can have 2 wives, 3 wives, 4 wives, 6 wives, 12, 13 children, and all of them say out of one to you. You understand? That's a different level of confidence. And if you can do that in the earth and serve the Lord, brother, you're going to do what? You're going to shine. You're going to light up. You're going to be the talk of the earth. Everybody going to be like, man, how in the world he did that? I mean, these the niggas that we had in chains?
Salaki.
Come on with it.
That's so heavy what we're bringing out in this class, sir, because Adam and Eve did the same thing when they tried to clothe themselves with them figs.
Come on. Who told you were naked? Huh? I gave you something to shine amongst everybody so they know you supposed to be poking out. Pause, if I may, Thaba one. I know Thaba one. I know, yeah.
I don't know what kind.
He gonna make sure, hey, I don't want you got tone it down.
Like you said.
Straight up, the Lord told us we supposed to be we the cream of the crop in every way. If thou keepest the commandments. But what we want to play around with the other nations just to show off a little bit.
Salaki, sir.
Come on with it, Thaba one.
Salaki, Adawan. What you saying and what the Akim bringing out is just so heavy. Because if you think about it, the only place, I know you're going into it, the only place where you can really truly be a Black man and be free is in the ISUPK. Because you look at the things that we promote, what do we say? We're proud to say we're a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, excuse my French, we're a bunch of niggas with boots, braids, beards, you know what I'm saying, and gold teeth. We're proud to be that. We don't try to run from none of those things.
Right.
Those are the very things that America told us we shouldn't want to wear boots. We shouldn't want to rock braids. We shouldn't want to have gold teeth. We shouldn't want to have beards. We should cut our beard and get a corporate job in a suit and tie looking like a penguin. But nah, we go against that in the ISUPK Salaki.
Damn right. Give him a hand, man. You know what I'm saying? Now he said all that. Now somebody know what this word mean when the brothers say this. If you know any Hebrew, that's why we say Kum Yashala. That's why we say it. Because we want our brothers and sisters to feel like the thing that we learn to glorify looks just like you. How you gonna glorify Christianity when Caesar Borgia is the image that they give us? How can you glorify that?
Right. That's right.
How can you do it? Like how can you even find a common bond of interest in that? What you gonna do? That's why when you go into Christianity, that's why your voice get lighter. You can tell a brother that's in Christianity, just like you can tell a woman that's in Christianity. It's the same thing. A brother going to the Christian church, he say most brothers in the world know if you want you a good whore, you got to go to the Christian church. Ain't no place like hoes like the Christian church.
That's right.
So why the women are go to the Christian church and they're not being whores? What are the men in what are men in the Christian church doing? Being effeminized.
That's right.
Huh? You know what I'm saying? They turning into straight suckers in there. So the women not there sleeping with the men in the church. I mean, men in the streets. That was she attracted. She attracted to the you know to the Jerome in the streets, right? You know what I'm saying? But you in there trying to soften yourself up, thinking you appealing to her. You crying every time they sing a song. You in there just looking like Stevie Wonder the whole damn time. The quiet and you got the tambourine player just doing his thing. He hugging you. Nice to see you, brother. Huh? So why we've been taught as a nation of people, as a black, Hispanic, Native Indian man, if you want a good woman, go down to the church. But in doing so, guess what you lose? Everything that makes you a man. That's right. Like you lose your voice. Like all them good Christian singers, guess what? They trying to see who can sing the highest. In Isupk, you try to get your voice deep like Barry White. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You want that type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? You want to be, you don't want to raise your voice to make things happen.
That's right.
Real power. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Like you move in a manner like the less you say, the more something should mean. That's why I would let your yays be yays and your nays be. Do you want something? Yes. Do you want something else? No. Oh, that nigga crazy.
Right.
Huh?
That's right.
That's what happened when we choose to live like the oppressor. He got all kind of fancy words, get you all tossed up. You be 12-year-old before you even learn how to spell knife. Knife, you know what I'm saying? E-N-I. Huh? That's the oppressor. Huh? You know what I'm talking about? We all right, man. Y'all brothers cutting up tonight, man. Get a Lord ass, man. I see we still vibing out the Passover. We still intoxicated for the Passover. You know what I'm saying? I feel the vibe in the Isupk, man. Brothers and sisters still intoxicated about that Passover. Huh? And I ain't talking about like no alcohol. Who got that? Who said it?
Bob.
You're right. We still vibing out that Passover, and we want to keep it going throughout our generations.
That's right.
Like every Passover, we get stronger and stronger. Lord willing, we just keep building this truth, man. And just like we gonna see this empire fall, and while this empire falling, guess what the Lord gonna be doing? He gonna be raising us up. What if one brother came in here every day out off the streets? It's 365 days in a year. So if one brother came into a school anywhere in the United States, one brother per day, then guess what? Next year at the Passover, that's 365 more brothers. Huh? Next year, another 365 more brothers. And that's the most brothers in the Hebrew Academy, which I love dearly.
Most High in Christ.
Which we all love dearly. Because we learn to love each other first. The Isupk works because we learn to be obedient and love each other first. You know what I'm saying? You can't go nowhere until you get on the same page. What you gonna build if you ain't in the same page? The scriptures say one body, one baptism, right? That's how we gonna move. Tonight I want to get into a topic that talk about the parable of the sower, if I may. The parable of the sower. Kawal, he heard this, and I just got to rock it with you. Like, we don't want to be like what you said, like a stone by a brook. Kawal, in the how it go? What a pebble by the what? A pebble by the creek, meaning you got water all around you, but you ain't got none in you. You know what I'm talking about? I said, oh, Kawal, you cutting up, what? Bars. You should be a rapper. We're gonna talk about the parable of the sower tonight, man. And what it tell me is like no matter what y'all Akim going through. In the Isupk, like we learn how to be different than everybody else in the earth. And we also learn how to be comfortable with being different than everybody else in the earth. You get put in some situation, you be like, I know it couldn't have been nobody but the Lord that allowed me to be in this and to win this battle. You understand? And we also see the ones that lose battles too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We want to be able to show a brother that come in out the streets that, wait a minute, no matter what you're going through, I don't give a damn what your mother or your father may have told you. The Holy Scriptures are what you fight with.
That's right.
You understand? Law, statutes, and commandments are how you win your battles. I know you think there's a way that you think of that how you gonna win this battle, but there's a way that seems right to a man. But the end thereof is what? Oh, you're gonna lose out there in the streets. But if you come in here in the Isupk, you learn how to defend yourself as a brother, as a sister. Guess what? You're gonna be like, all you're gonna do is win. And it ain't gonna be easy though. Don't sit back and think everything gonna be palms and teeth. You gonna have to fight. You gonna know you've been, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what they say, if I get in a fight with somebody, just he gonna know he was in a fight too, Kawal. It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be just like Jacob wrestled with the angels for his blessing. Nah, it ain't nobody just gonna give you a damn thing in earth. And anything worth having, let me see. I know see your brothers know this. Anything that worth having is worth what?
Fighting for.
Damn right. Give him a hand. You know what I mean? My brother told me the other day, said life got a way of teaching us all something. I said, damn, that's life got a. Never mind. We're gonna get into the parable of the sword, man. I'll be here all night. So let's do let's go to Mark 4:1, Baba Kushal, the book of Mark, chapter 4, verse 1. Who got it?
This is the book of Mark, chapter 4 and verse 1. And he began again to teach by the seaside, and there was gathered unto him a great multitude, so that he entered into a ship and sat in the sea. And the whole multitude was by the sea on the land. Verse 2, and he taught them many things by parables, and said unto them in his doctrine, hearken, behold, there went out a sower to sow.
All right, so we starting at verse 1. So somebody tell me what's going on in verse 2 right here, Baba Kushal, before we get into it.
Salakia, sir.
Come on, brother. And Salakia, if I may, I maybe not be able to see y'all. So just say Salakia, you know, so I'll be able to recognize your voices, and then I call on you, all right? Who that Yeremot, right?
Khan.
Come on with it, brother.
Like in verse 2, what he's saying is he's talking about Christ and how he taught the disciples. Christ spoke in parables, which would be like what you would call it, almost like in metaphors, meaning he would say something to mean something else, and that's how he spoke.
Yeah, because he in teaching metaphorically or using parables, he's using something that the Akim can relate to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Come on with it.
Christ was having camp.
Yeah, come on. You know what I'm saying? He talking in the ways like, you know what I'm saying? He breaking these things down so the people who are among them understand it. Like when we say "con" out of one con, they looking at, you know, it's a way of doing it. But to really understand it would be like Yeremot understand football lingo, if I may, right? So if I'm trying to teach Yeremot something and maybe he ain't quite getting it, if I say, well, listen, if you go and check your if you go to the 40-yard line and turn back around, and then if you do an out, a 5 and out, I'm gonna hit you when you do your 5 and out. Somebody else who don't understand football language, they'll be completely confused. They be like, out where? Like, what you mean out? He gonna be like, out 40-yard line. Yeah, you know, the lingo not gonna compute with him, right? So Yahweh Shai say, well, since y'all not gonna understand this, well, maybe let me break this thing down so y'all can understand what. Read verse 3 again.
Khan, verse 3. Hearken, behold.
Listen, pay attention. I'm gonna break this thing down. Since you didn't understand that parable, let me break it down so you'll understand it, if I may. So you're not gonna do the 5 and out. You're gonna mess that up. You know what I'm saying? You just stay right there, and I'm gonna show you what to do with it. Go ahead.
there went out a sower to sow.
Now, just like my brother was saying earlier, now Israel was known for doing what, Thapa One? What did you say earlier?
Salaki, sir.
Pertaining to a sower. Come on.
Farming,
right? We were known for being in the fields, working crops, and you know that was the basic standard of surviving. That's how you ate back in the day. If you couldn't put that in the ground, put some water on it so something could come out of the ground, you were starving. Huh? You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily starving, but you had to rely on it. Wasn't no Walmart, is what I'm trying to say. You see that was a parable. You know what I'm saying? That's something we all recognize. It would say, ain't no Walmart in your neighborhood. What that mean? But you have some trouble on your hand. You're gonna be at the local Family Dollar. You know what I'm saying? But you would rather be at the Walmart, right? Right. So Christ is saying, he breaking this thing down to you. Say, I'm gonna speak it in lingo so you will understand it, correct? And the thing that we understood as a nation of people were how to put something in the ground, how to reap the harvest, right? How to make something grow. So much so that we started praising idols who was good at farming, correct? Right? I ain't making this up, right? Y'all know what's in here. Who we talking about? Who do we begin to praise as an idol because he was known for a good farmer or he was well known for the crops or whatnot?
Salaki, sir.
Come on with it.
I believe it was Baal.
Yeah. Yeah, we begin to praise that thing because we praise him because he was known for being like a good farmer or whatnot, right? So we learned to get into those things, meaning we understood how to cultivate the earth. The oppressor, he not good at that. That's why he put us in the fields. You know what I'm saying? That's why he got you in the back of the restaurant cooking up flambeing and stuff like that. That's what that's for. All right, so drop down to verse 14 for me, Baba Kushah.
Verse 14.
Come on.
The sower soweth the word, and these are they by the wayside. Salakia.
All right, so the sower soweth what?
The word.
He soweth the word. That's what he's showing, right? Meaning what? Somebody break that down for me.
Salakia, sir.
Now this sower, he's gonna break it down. We know that a sower will put something in the ground, right? But this particular sower is sowing what again?
The word.
Now come on, break that down for Musa, that boss.
Salakia, sir. Obviously,
y'all brothers sound the same. Right? Sounded like.
Salakia, sir.
Come on.
We all trying to make the deep voice being in the school.
Go ahead.
Salakia, sir. The sower is sowing. He's teaching the truth. He's taking the truth and he's teaching it to brothers. He's going to camp. He's holding down classes, and he's giving the truth to brothers. Salakia.
Right, Khan. All right, so now we know what he's sowing, right? So Yahweh Shai done broke it down and said, this is what he's sowing. He's sowing what? The word, right? So now we got the terminology on what to apply this parable to, right? So let's go back up to verse 4.
Verse 4. And it came to pass, as he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and the fowls of the air came and devoured it up. Verse 5.
Stop right there. So this soul, he was teaching what, Jeremiah?
The truth, sir.
Right, he was teaching the truth. He laying it down. And in doing so, when he was teaching the truth, what happened again? Read that verse again.
And it came to pass, as he sowed,
as he did the work, as he began to teach, as he put in the work like y'all brothers do, you understand? Breaking it down to our people, he was sowing, doing the work, teaching the truth, the word, correct? Read on.
Some fell by the wayside.
Some of the truth that y'all were teaching, some of the truth that we teach, guess what? It fell by the wayside, right? Read on.
And the fowls of the air came and devoured it up.
And the fowls of the air came and devoured it up. Well, we need to get an understanding of what it is talking about, right? So to drop down to verse 15.
Verse 15. And these are they by the way.
And this is the wayside that fell. Read.
Where the word is sown.
Where the word was sown. Come on.
But when they heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts.
So now you understand what was the fowl of the air. Meaning what was said.
Right.
All right. And soon it went out in the air, Satan come right up behind you and say what?
That's the black KKK.
Right. Right. What else? Jesus saved. Look, we all look. How do we know this? Jesus, yeah. Not in my city.
Jesus love you guys.
Jesus love you guys. Huh? But yet and still, these brothers, y'all brothers go out each and every week, Lord willing, if the sun is out and it ain't raining, sometimes even if it is raining, we out there doing the work, teaching. As soon as we go out there, we teach somebody, here comes what? Here comes Satan,
right?
Shaitan, doing what he does best, looking to see who he can devour, who's not really real but doing the work. Read that verse again.
Con, sir. Verse 15. And these are they by the wayside.
These are the ones that fell by the wayside. Go ahead.
Where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately.
Soon as they hear the truth, right? Brothers and sisters be account. Like, yeah, they got the truth up there, man. You know what I'm saying? You know them boys got it right there, man. Them boys, shalom. You know what I'm saying? They with it. They the real black brothers. You know what I'm saying? What they do all the time, while they ride by and bop, bop, throw their hand up, right? They hear this truth, but then what? Read on.
And taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts. Verse 16.
Stop. Soon as you hear that, hey, mama, I was downtown Raleigh the other day. I was downtown Charlotte today. It was a brother, mom. He was telling the truth. He was telling us like Christmas is a bunch of baloney. He was telling us Thanksgiving represent the murder, rape, and robbing of our brothers and sisters. He was telling that, guess what? Us, the Hispanics, Native Indian, we all the same people. Baby, what did he look like? He had beards and he had gold teeth. And baby, you know you can't trust nobody with gold teeth. You know what, mama? You probably right. The whole time, Pastor Justin got that one gold tooth right here. Huh? He got that one. He got the Shabayala. He got that one gold tooth, don't he, Shabayala? That damn his suit be so tight he can't even button the bottom button on it. You still going to church though. You still listening to that. Ain't learned nothing, right? This is the work that we have to do. That's why it's so important that we be consistent. We got to be steady. We got to be, you know what I'm saying? We got to be stalwarts in this truth. Somebody give me the definition of stalwart, Baba Kushaw. We got to be like this. I learned this word out, and it made so much sense to me once I learned the definition. The stalwart.
This is stalwart out of the Google Dictionary.
Everybody can hear? Come on with it.
It says loyal, reliable, and hardworking.
It
says supporter of participant in an organization or team.
Read that again.
It says a loyal, reliable.
For them brothers out there who ain't rocking with us in the truth, are they really loyal? You got to be loyal to a fault in here, man. You know what I mean? Like it's to the point where, like, you know for a fact that I'm missing sleep because I'm loyal to this work. You understand? My gas that I normally would be saving to go throughout the city, guess what? I'll be toward while I'm doing this work. The fun that I'm missing out on, Quadon, all the little parties I could be going through over the summer, I'm cool with not going because I'm doing this work. I'm loyal to that, right? Stalwart. Read it again.
A loyal, reliable,
man. Brothers in the truth, Captain Atha has always said it about this, man. And y'all brothers know what I'm saying. You got to be what? Reliable, dependable, and what else?
Predictable,
man. What does that do for brothers and sisters, Baba Kashaw? Those, come on, Kudan.
So like you say, you know them that labor amongst
Yeah, I know my brother. I know my sister. I'll get up even when I'm sleeping to go and get my brother, no matter where he at. That right there is different, man. That's different. Who gonna do that for you? Your mama gonna complain about coming getting you out of jail. Right. Your own mama's, you coming to truth, your own mama turn your back on it.
Right. So like,
I can't, and Mama, I know you cooking your greens like you always cook them, but Mama, can we leave the ham hock out of there? Can we try the smoked turkey leg? Baby, you don't love me. You don't love me like you ain't that what they say? The first time that you go to correcting somebody in this truth, the first thing they look at is you being in opposition now. Why can't you just take a strong look at yourself and say, well, maybe you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Maybe what I'm telling you could save your goddamn life. You know damn well that Christ was a black man. Why are you such fixed on?
That's right.
Go ahead. Who that?
It's like, so I had a question.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, Mark. Is it safe to say that like the type of brother who Christ is speaking of that fell by the wayside, who is easily swayed from learning the truth of God by his mother or his girlfriend or whatever, or Sam, is it easy to say that being naive like that or naive like that, is that a feminine trait? Is that something, because of Eve in the garden, is that something that is feminine to do?
What I wouldn't say that it's a feminine trait, but what I will say it represents the empire that we live in. Like in this empire, you are definitely frowned upon for having any stern idea about what's good and what's bad for you.
That's right.
Like they down like you have to. It's like it, Jeremiah. I give it that to you. It is a feminine way to be. The scripture say let you be what? Sturdy in all that ways, right?
That's right.
So if you ain't locked into something that could save your life, then soon as it could hit you like it's supposed to, soon as it could land in a spot so you really could get something from it, it's gone before you even get a chance to even enjoy it. Y'all now I gotta speak in a parable. It's like you at the club and you see an attractive sister and then you rapping to her all night, you know what I'm saying? And you get her phone number and you thinking to yourself, ooh, come on, I got a baddie. And then if you know anything about Israel, guess what we doing now? Back in the day, we used to write it on the piece of paper. Our bar, you probably don't know nothing about this right here. You're walking around the whole goddamn club. Hey man, you got a pen? You got a pen, right? But now we tend to put these numbers in our phone. But say as you got your baddie, Quadon, she bad. You know what I'm saying? She's about what you like? You like them 5'2" or 6 foot? What you want? You like Amazon? You need about 5'2". So, fun size 34, 26, 37. Some numbers, right? What his sister you done met soon you got home that night and you got to look into your phone. You thought you put that number in there, and guess what? I know what to say the number. It ain't in the phone. So guess what happened? You right back at the bottom again. That's what this is. If I'm speaking in a parable, so we can understand it. Look, I know you're gonna get that. You picking up what I'm putting down, huh? You smell what I'm cooking. Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, come on with it.
Salaki, I'm not sure if you finished answering the brother's question, but we got a question here in Durham as well.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I hate to go back. I was gonna ask this at the end, but I gotta go. You know what I mean? But we was talking about the two manner of the people.
Come.
It wasn't really talking about her giving birth. It's more of a spiritual thing. So that means the first people who came to earth. You know what I mean?
Come on, somebody pull it right quick, Baba Kushaw. I know you gotta go. Let's make sure we get this so you can understand it. It's in Genesis. What it was 2:24, ain't it? Two manner of people should be in that womb.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 23.
Come on with it.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 23.
Mm-hmm.
And the Most High said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
All right, stop. So what the Lord, this was a prophecy that was given to who?
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
This was a prophecy that was given to Isaac's wife, Rebecca.
Right. So Rebecca knew that there was two nations of people, or two manner of people, meaning what? Just like you got to know that in the scriptures, you know how in the Christian church they teach us that we're all one people, right? And the Lord made a difference. He did make all the people on the earth, but he also said a difference between all of the nations on the face of the earth, right? And in this woman, this prophecy was given to this sister Rebecca that two manner of people would be in that womb. That means these people would do two different things. This one nation of people would like their food cold. One nation of people would like their food hot. One nation of people like their food cooked, and the other nation of people would not want their food cooked, right? This is the breakdown for it. Read on.
Sir. And two manner of people shall be separated.
They shall be what?
Separated.
These manner of people, or these children, are bigger than children. You understand? These children that was in the womb would grow up to represent nations of people. Even though in the womb they were just children, but spiritually there was a prophecy given, meaning that over a period, over a course of time, these children would represent what? Nations of people, right? And these nations of people, they would be different, because in these nations shall come from where? Your bowels, right? Read on.
Come. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
And the one people are the one nation, right? Out of your children, one of these children, the nation that these children are going to represent, is going to be what? Stronger than the other nation that the other child is going to represent, right? Read on.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
And the elder shall serve the younger. This was a prophecy that was given, correct? So it shows a separation between two of these people. The Lord he's always created separations from other nations, especially pertaining to the Israelites. You understand? Right? Read on, Quadon.
Verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled.
And what they call it, gestation? No, is it called gestation? The period with 10 months?
Gestation.
Okay, it's called a gestation period, right? I don't know too much in that. I like to use big words here now and then, but in the term of her charing, what it saying when her time come delivered, that means she had, we know that she done carried these babies for 9 months. Read on.
Behold, there were twins in her womb.
There were twins in her womb, meaning what? Don't get it twisted. These were still two children. And remember, these children represent what? Two manner of people, two different nations of people, one stronger than the other, right? And the other shall what? Serve the other. Now these things had come to pass. Read verse 25.
And the first came out red.
And the first came out what?
Red.
And the first came out red. Go ahead.
All over like a hairy garment.
All over like a hairy garment. Come on.
They called his name Esau.
Now let me ask you a question, young man. You ever heard of the word redneck?
Yeah.
Who would you call a redneck?
White person.
Give him a hand. well, the first one came out red, and his name was what? Esau. Meaning what? This child that came out red would represent a nation of people, right? And his name would be called Esau. And that's why we call the nations that our oppressor, who what? What, young man, if you don't mind me asking, what do we call the nation that's on top of us right now?
The white people.
We call them white people, but according to the scriptures, somebody help the young man out. What do we call them?
No.
Salah.
Come on.
The oppressor.
We call him the oppressor. Other than that, we also call him what now? Now that's the child's name. Now, what is the child nation of people? What is the nation of people that the child represent?
Salakia, sir, the Edomites.
The Edomites. Right? Read verse 26.
Come. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 26.
Now you know that it didn't give a description of the other child, right, brother? You get that, right?
You have questions to say so.
Yeah.
All right, so it didn't give that. So this is let you know that this child that came out on this day, this child right here made the news. You understand? This child right here was something different. He came out something different. And you just understood what this scripture was saying, right? Read verse 26.
After that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
Now you read that again, Quadam. Get it right. Read it right. Bible Kusha.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 26. And after that came his brother out.
Now after this child was born, right, came his brother. Read on.
and his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
And his hand took hold of whose heel?
Esau's heel.
Now let me ask you a question, brother. What did the prophecy that was given to Rebekah say about the child that would come out second?
Use a mic. The eldest gonna serve the youngest, right?
Give him a hand. Now that you identify that you know who the redneck is, and you said Esau was his name, and he identifies with the Edomite nations, and you see also that Jacob later whose name was changed to Israel, which are Israelites. I'm letting you know, just according to the scripture right now, everything that the oppressor is doing in the earth and how we're serving him, we're completely out of what, young man?
We out of law.
We out of order. It's out of order. This is not how the Lord said this thing was going to be.
So white people did not descend from Arabians and all that, like they say, and the Romans and the Peters or the Peters. You know what I'm saying? Because I was told that, you know, Isaac and Rebecca, they were Ethiopian or African or whatnot. And so how would they have a white kid? You know what I mean? And I always been stuck on that. You see what I'm saying?
Go ahead and get that for me, Baba Kusha. Well, the truth is, you got to remember whether it's the European today. When we talk about a nation of people, don't. The one thing that the Christian church and what they say, they never break things down and teach our people. You got to understand, when we talking about Edom or Esau, it's talking about a nation of people. So it don't matter what is who, Thaba One, what is European, I mean a white American, Russian, Ukrainian, who else? Ethiopia, French, Portugal,
Spain.
Keep going. Belgium,
Greenland,
Germany, France,
Ukraine,
all
Scandinavia.
Yeah, Ukraine. See, what you got to understand, that these things represent a nation of people. That's what the Lord said in this prophecy. So when we talk about all those nations throughout the generations, all these different empires that done ruled in the earth, that's simply just white people out. Come on.
And to add on to what the brother said, forgot what gene it is, but the black woman has a certain gene where she could produce any shade of child, any different shade of child, light, brown, dark, or whatnot. So to answer his question of him asking how could they produce a white child, the black woman is the only woman that could, you know, produce an albino or a light skin.
I mean, you can go that route, but I mean, you don't want to go that route. You just want to stay right here. What thus says the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Read that verse you had for me.
Come on, this is the book of Exodus, chapter 11, verse 7.
Come on.
But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
Come on.
Against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Most High doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
He did what?
Put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
So this is saying, guess what? We're not Egyptian. We are different than them. We've been taught by John 3:16 that we think that the world represent all the people on the face of the earth. The word that was in John 3:16 strictly represents the Israelites of the Bible. We are the nation of people. We are the word that is set apart from all the other nations on the face of the earth. And when we follow dogma that goes into Christianity and the Dante's Infernos and books and things like that of that matter, it leaves us completely blind and void of understanding about what this earth really is.
That's right.
It leaves us completely void of who we are. So we're stuck confused with our whole life, not understanding who we should love and who we should hate. The things that we should follow and render as a good model thing to follow, or we tend to just smoke weed and do whatever the hell that we want to do. When we talk about Esau and Jacob, these are things that if you keep coming to class, I know you got to run. but you'll be able to get a clear understanding about the separation that the Most High set in order. Out of Adam come we all. Right, read, get that for me right quick. In the you got a couple more minutes, brother. I ain't gonna hold you too long. Give me that in the pocket.
No, he already stepped out of the one.
Oh, he already stepped out. I guess
we got another brother in here too who can learn from that.
He must have got what he needed then. Get a Lord a hand. You know what I'm saying? Get that for me.
Oh, God, this is the book of Second
Ezra, right? Come on.
Come on. This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 54.
Now, the one thing I'm gonna let the word speak. Come on.
Come on. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all.
Out of Adam come we all, right? We get told this our whole life. You know what I'm saying? We all come from Adam, and we are the descendants of Adam and the Adamites and things like that throughout the earth. But that's just the very base level of understanding about what this thing is that we call life. You understand? We go into these scriptures. That's why we call it the Isupk, which means what? Come on.
Israelite School of Universal Practical
Knowledge. Universal and practical knowledge. And we are applying this thing using the tools that we use in these scriptures. And we're taught by brothers like commanding generals, the captains, and the officers, and we understand the breakdown of these scriptures. But in doing so, we understand that what? Out of Adam come we all, right? I know the brothers, most of us are familiar with Adam, or Adam and Eve in the garden and think, you know what I'm saying? We got that part, right? Keep going.
Come on, sir. And the people also, the people.
And what? Oh, wait a minute. And what?
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
And the people that thou hast chosen. So what is this stating right there when you read that? What would be the very understanding? When we talking about reading comprehension, correct, Bunkyo? Understanding context. What is this saying in context that is going on right now between who? Adam and the people. Come on,
sir. Like you said, like we all come from Adam, you know, but it's a distinctive description of another people that also come from Adam, who the Most High has chosen. So these people here are, even though they come from Adam, they're separate from Adam.
Absolutely.
So or separate from the other people.
They are separate from the other people. All right, so read on.
This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 55.
Come on.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord.
Go ahead.
Because thou madest the world for our sake.
He made the world for who?
Our sakes.
Just like we just said earlier, right? The elders shall do what? Serve the younger. There's a separation that is go throughout the scriptures, verse after verse after chapter, precept upon precept, line upon line. Here a little, there a little. There's separation that the Most High has always created for us, and not for everybody else. We have to want to step up and accept the thing that the Lord laid out for us to rock with. You understand? We have to live in a manner that, guess what? I know the Lord said, guess what? I'm going to be separate. I got to live a life that is pleasing to the Most High, to say, guess what? I'm the one that He chose. He's my father. You understand? I want to represent what like a good child would.
So Salak.
Come on with it, huh?
And that's heavy what you're bringing out, because Christians don't know that the word holy means separate or set apart.
Give them a hand, Most High in Christ. Yeah, a Christian think that being holy is you walking around acting like Shirley Caesar. Haskala Baskala, coming in the Honda. Assalamu alaikum. I'm gonna make a sandwich. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff. That's come on, our boy.
I got a question. Me and Officer Yanas, I was talking and we discussed something, and it was kind of heavy. Like I didn't get clarification on it, but I wanted to ask regarding Rebecca. We was talking about Rebecca and how, you know, the nation of Israel was created. And we can't say that Abraham knew the law, even though it wasn't written down, he knew the law, right? So would it be safe to say, I know you probably couldn't give me a direct answer because the scriptures doesn't say it. Would it be okay to say that Rebecca would be his cousin?
The scriptures say Rebecca was he just said sister.
Okay.
But it wasn't of his what?
Family.
Of his father. Nah, we all cousins if you're gonna go like that. You know what I'm saying?
Because the way I was thinking was like, Abraham knew the law. So I know I'm not supposed
to. What you're saying is 12, but the scripture also said that he also went back. If you read that,
Right.
he also said, you know what, she my sister, but not of my what? Of my father. Right, you know what I mean?
Sabbath service.
Yeah. So when you talk, when we rocking and rolling like that, we all what, brother?
Family.
Y'all family.
Right.
And guess what? Just like when just like Adam and Eve.
Right.
We say you become flesh of my flesh, meaning what?
Family.
You're gonna be family of my family.
Right.
You understand? Like we all come together. Like don't like that. That's something that we've always done as a nation of people. Like you got a rib, right? That's your cousin.
Right.
What you doing?
Right.
What you doing? Right. Come on, our boy. You know what I'm saying? Now that don't mean you go to your family reunion and be trying to hit on your first cousin. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that, brother. Don't go in there doing that. Like, ooh, cousin. Nah, don't do that. We got enough cousins across the earth. You got plenty to choose from. All right. That's it, though.
Salakia, sir.
Come on with it.
If I could, there was something I just wanted to comment on back on Second Ezra.
Go ahead.
If I could, Baba Kashad Khan, and what's a vital point of that scripture is that what Ezra was saying was the oppression of his people, and it goes. And if you continue reading, he starts to say that, you understand, like we are God's chosen people. However, these heathen nations have started to devour us. They started to rule over us, which is what we seeing today. We seeing that we God's chosen people. We the salt of the earth, like you brought out earlier. However, we the slaves to Adam Sandler. We his slaves. You understand? And that's just so heavy because that's exactly what we living through right now.
Absolutely. Give Yermak a hand, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll finish reading that. Second Ezra 6:54.
Time check out on 8:30.
8:30. Okay, go ahead.
This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 54.
Mm-hmm.
And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures,
Mm-hmm.
of him come we all,
Mm-hmm.
and the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. Verse 55, Salakia, verse 56. As for the other people.
As for who?
The other people.
Now, I would like to ask the young man, what is this representing? Is he still there, Arak?
Yeah, the other brother here, he gonna answer it for you.
Right, the water.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Like, okay, so read that again for me.
This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 56.
All right.
As for the other people.
As for the other people, when you read that in context, what does it mean when somebody says, as for the other people?
Separation.
Just give them a hand. When you read something like but, you know what I'm saying? And there was, and these things in context, meaning what he brother just said it, separation. Holy, just like Shabayala means what, Shabayala? Separation, set apart. There are tons of, we're going to go to Deuteronomy 7:6. Hold that right there. Stay right there. Let's finish reading that, Baba Kusha.
Verse 56. As for the other people.
As for the other people, come on. Which indicates, like my brother said earlier, separation, right? Read on.
Which also come of Adam.
Which also come of Adam. That we said that earlier, right? 6 and 54, it said, out of Adam come we all. But this is saying a separation between those people and us. As for the other people who also come of Adam, read on.
Thou hast said that they are nothing.
They are what?
They are nothing.
Have you ever heard the Christian church said the other people, as for them, they are nothing? Your pastor have never said nothing like that. He want to love and hug on every damn body, everybody. They say a pastor was kiss a skunk and get sprayed and still be trying to come here, skunk. Let me hold you. Let me. Yeah. What's the cartoon? Pepper Le Pew. Pepper Le Pew. He spraying all that cologne and what was the other? The other thing was a cat, wasn't it? If I'm not mistaken. I think the girl was a cat, if I may. She was a cat. I'm showing my age, man. But as for the other people, Salakia, what they are what?
Oh, yeah, she's a cat, sir.
She was a cat, right? You know what I'm saying? Pepper Le Pew was a full-blown skunk, right? A full-blown skunk trying to hug on a cat. That's what the Christian church represents. It's like a full-blown skunk, right? And it puts on perfume. They dress everything up to make it look good. But they never tell us that the other nations that rule over us, they are what?
They are nothing.
Now, these other nations, they are nothing compared to who we are as Black, Hispanics, Native Indians.
That's right.
But be like unto spittle.
They'll be like unto what?
Unto spittle.
Now, let me ask you a question, young man. These other nations, they be like unto spittle. Do you know what spittle is?
No, I do not.
Take a guess. What's the root word of this word spittle?
Spit.
Say it again. No, it's all to spit, right?
Yeah, so like something to discard of.
Right. So, all right, Most High in Christ, you rock and rolling. So these other nations be like unto spittle, meaning spit, but it doesn't have to give us the whole word spit. It give us a spittle, meaning a what? A portion of it, correct?
Correct.
So these other nations be like unto spittle. Now, now, what would you consider? Not like you hocking up a whole loogie and spitting like. They're saying spittle. So what do you think spittle indicates for as a nation of people?
Like a puddle of spit.
How about I would say even less than that?
Oh, okay. So like a booger almost.
All right. So you ever seen somebody talking real loud?
Yeah.
You ever notice, like, if you look back at them, you know what I'm saying, what you may see, like a little misty thing coming out of their mouth that they talking real loud.
Okay.
That little thing that on the corner of your mouth, if you talk a lot, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm catching.
These other nations are not even considered to be a full loogie. They are just a spittle. Just that meaning they're just a little morsel of moisture that comes out of your mouth and on the side of your mouth. The Lord is saying they are like that. They are nothing. You are the what of the earth. We are the salt of the earth. These are the nations. They be like unto what? Unto spittle. You understand?
That's
Read
right.
And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Now, all of them put together are like a drop that's falling from a bucket, right? Let me break this thing down to you so you understand it. Have you ever watched a car before?
Yes.
Now, in the process of washing that car, what do you do first? You spray it real good, you lather it up, right? And then when you do that, right? What you do? You put the water in the bucket with the soap, correct? Now, in the process of doing it, some of the suds in the water does what once you begin to fill it up?
Kind of like over.
Go ahead.
Kind of like rise to the top or over.
Rise to the top. And let me ask you a question. Now, say for instance, you had to walk maybe like 10 feet to go wash that car. You already got it rinsed off, and you ready to wipe it down, right? Now in the process, you don't fill this bucket up. It don't rolls to the top like you said. But now we got to do what? We got to pick this bucket up and do what? We got to carry it.
Right.
Now the goal is to do what? Get to the car to do what? Wash it.
Exactly.
Right. The brother said exactly. So he down with the cause, right? So now you got the bucket and you walking with the bucket. And in that walking, guess when you carrying something that's a little heavy, guess what you tend to do? You kind of wobble just a little bit. You know, you can go back and forth. But in that wobbling, what happens if you fill that bucket to the top?
It's gonna spill.
Like some of it may spill over, right? But let me ask you a question. If just a couple of drops fall from the side of that bucket, do you stop and go back and refill that bucket if a couple of drops fall out of that bucket?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
because it's not worth going back for it.
That's right.
You just got something that the Christian church would take years to even try to understand that.
That's right.
You know what a Christian would say? A Christian said, nah, brother, see, we got to dig up the earth with a cultivator and we got to scoop it up and put the dirt in there and let the dirt matriculate down into the water and then they're going to feel. This brother just said it don't even matter because the goal is to go what? To go wash the car. These other nations are just like that drop of water that fell from the bucket. They don't even matter.
That's right.
You know who does matter? You matter. That's who matters, soldier.
Right.
You matter. You matter. I mean, from the minute you wake up to the day to the minute you close your eyes, every single thing that you do with the breath that the Lord gives you, it matters. It matters how you treat your brother. You understand me? It matters how we treat our sisters. It matters what we put in our mouth. It matters what they tell us is a drug and what's not a drug. It matters what we celebrate. Right. It matters what we don't celebrate. The Lord gave us everything that we needed in the bucket. Everything that's important, that meaning us. And if something happens to fall out of the goddamn bucket, that's the other nations, meaning it's not even worth it, just like you just said.
That's right.
Okay, so does that make us the bucket, or are we just the larger body of water?
We are the larger body of water.
Okay, I understand.
We are the larger body of water. And that's what makes you so important, huh? Like what you do in the earth, it matters. A life without law, statutes, and commandments is a life that's not worth living. What distinguishes you from everybody else in the earth? Your obedience to the Father.
That's right.
You want to be the type of brother that I understand, like, I don't even know you. All I'm doing, I'm hearing your voice right now, and just simple understanding that you seeing this, and you say, guess what? These are other nations, they don't even matter. And what I'm saying, these not even my words. Who words? These are the most high words. The Lord is letting you know that guess what? He prefers you. Give me Deuteronomy 7:6, Baba Kushal.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
Come on.
For thou art an holy people.
See, brother, we are an holy people. The Lord gave us something that he just didn't give to nobody else. He gave us something that he didn't give to nobody else. And you think about your life and the brothers and sisters that are around you. We've seen when things that happens to us as a nation of people because of our disobedience. Meaning you probably got some brothers or sisters that you know that have been in prison, right?
Correct.
I don't know that, but you're a black man like me, or Hispanic Native Indian man like me, and we all know somebody that done been down that road. The Lord gave us a way to live, meaning what? He gave us something separate or something different in how to live our life. The other nation, they do all type of crimes. You'll never hear about it. So much so that America was established on murder, rape, and robbing. And they've never been convicted of that damn sin or that thing that they did in earth way back then. They glorify it. Brother, if you kick a police dog, you going to jail. Right. You know what I'm saying? You would be going to jail.
Losing your life.
Losing your life. The whole world knew about Emmett Till. Why? Because these things happen. And to this day, the people, even the woman that said that he whistled at her, she said that last two years ago, what she say? She lied. She don't even know who whistled at her. But the men who did that to Emmett Till, guess what? They were never brought to justice. They was never convicted of even doing anything to that young man. Read that verse.
Come on, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
Come on.
But thou art an holy people.
Brother, we are a holy people. We are holy people. Mean everything that you do is special. You matter. You know how they always tell us Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Well, we got to stop having abortions. Black Lives Matter. We have to stop selling drugs.
That's right.
Black Lives Matter. We got to come out of Christianity. If Black Lives Matter, then we shouldn't celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, 4th of July. We shouldn't stand for the national anthem. We should not be saluting the goddamn flag. We should be not praising white Jesus if Black Lives Matter.
That's right.
You got niggas walking around in 2022 talking about the Confederate flag ain't never done nothing to me. Absolute ludicrous. The Confederate flag, if I'm not mistaken, Salag, if I may, let's do this. I would say the American flag has done more detriment and hurt to the black community. It's right on the same border with the goddamn Confederate flag.
That's right.
They cut from the same cloth. And here we are as young children, our parents letting us watch Dukes of Hazzard, and it's got a goddamn Confederate flag on the top of the general. And we buying our kid. Come on, man. We become sick in this place. When we're supposed to be what, young man?
Kings or king queens.
I'm gonna ask you this again. We become sick in this place when we're supposed to be what?
I don't know. I'm thinking too hard.
I know. At least you're thinking. Give him a hand. You know what I'm saying? I give you that. I deal with a brother that's thinking, Bunker, y'all. I don't want a brother that's gonna send him. I don't know what's going on. Eh? Merry Christmas. Nah, we've begun to be sick in this place when we're supposed to be separate.
That's right.
Okay, I remember. Like when you find out something, it's just like people who have gangrene, if I may. They get if you get gangrene in your fingers, what if the doctor say you got gangrene in your finger? What do they try to do first before? What are the methods that they use to try to heal your ailment if you got gangrene? First, they try to administer medicine, correct? Huh? They try to give you all kind of antibiotics. And then if those antibiotics can't save that limb, what do they do to that limb, our boy?
So like I said, they cut it off.
They amputate it out. It has to go. It gotta go. It's got to go. Now we gonna administer this truth into you. We're gonna inject this truth in you, you know what I'm saying? To save your life. And that truth gonna sever you from the rest of the earth out. And in doing so, guess what it do? It'll save your life. Finish reading that verse.
Come on, sir. But thou art an holy people.
We are a separate people. Come on.
Unto the Lord thy power.
Unto the Lord thy who?
Thy power.
Uh-huh.
The Lord thy power has chosen thee to be a special people.
The Lord chose us to be what?
A special people.
Now, you know, that's what you asked about earlier. That water that's in that bucket. The Lord chose us to be in that bucket. And what he didn't want in that bucket, guess what? It came out like spittle and it ran over like the water that dropped from the vessel. Meaning what? It don't even matter, just like you said.
Right.
But you know what is important? The ones that he chose. And who is that? The so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians.
That's right.
Now, if you don't learn this about tonight's class, you want to remember this, young man. Know that you just not what they tell you on the news, what you see on the news. You're not just Sister Betty's son. You more than that. You more than that. If you keep coming to these classes, Lord willing, you'll become a warrior and you'll understand how to defend yourself against the wiles of this earth. And that's how you separate yourself, and that's what makes us holy, and that's what makes us the salt of the earth. All those things. You can't be the best if you're holding on to bullshit.
That's
Excuse my French, bro. Huh? You can't be clean if you're rolling around in the mud, Kawal. It's like a candle in the sun. It don't even, as Jay-Z. Yeah. All right, with that, I'm gonna close this thing out. You two are, young man. What's your name, Baba Kushal?
My name is Devon.
Young man Devon. Give young man Devon a hand, man. Most High in Christ. In the class with us tonight, man. We rejoice, man. I got a young man coming here, man. The Most High in Christ. And with that, I'm turning the class over to, Thaba One.
You can turn over to whoever's the youngest man over in your zone, sir.
Or Shamar, Salakia, if I could.
Come on. And this time, I'm gonna turn the class over and preach Prophet of the Lord, Bunk y'all. Y'all clap it up.
ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. The book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. The book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10, means 10th in the Hebrew. It's pronounced ma'ashara. That's 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or the teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. The upcoming Holy Convocation, the Feast of First Fruits, began Saturday, April 23rd. The count of 50 days. We celebrate the 50th day, which is Sunday, June 12th, before sundown, according to the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 10 through 22. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, I imagine, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to render one courteous salute to the teacher. I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shabrakatah. Yadamatah. Sar. Men of Israel, we're going to render one courteous salute to the sisters. Imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak. Yahweh Shemal Atah Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Yadamatah. Class dismissed.
Go ahead and close it out, Thaba One.